Hey, it's Rich, the Louisiana Hobby Guy. And today I got my rotary accessory for my RM750. It's not actually the one that I would prefer. It's the old Type 2 or Type B with the big wheels on it, but it's okay. Uh, a roller is a roller. And I have a couple of tumblers that I need to make. So today's video, I'm going to take you through the unboxing as well as demonstrating how to engrave on a tumbler like this one here. I have two of these to make as gifts for this month. Today we're going to talk about this Type B roller. I'm going to unbox it, set it up, and we're going to make our first tumbler. Let's jump over into the unboxing first, and then we'll get into the Lightburn setup and the calibration and all that kind of stuff. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to take my unboxing knife and this box looked like it sure had a hard trip. I can tell you that. And this is an awfully big rotary. It's a big, heavy rotary. So I'm going to take this box off of the laser. And I'll just take out the rotary. And there it is. I don't know how much this thing weighs, but it is quite a bit. I can tell you that. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and get it set up. Okay, so I have some tumblers that I have to do on the RM laser. And this is a 90 watt CO2. And I've gotten prepared for this by, you'll see that I've got these 44 ounce tumblers that I need to do. So in order to do the tumblers, you have to remove the honeycomb bed. And then I remove some of the knife bed as well. But I left a couple in there just so I can align the roller accessory to make sure that it's square. So that's the first step of the preparation. I also lowered the bed before I started any of this. I lowered the bed all the way down to the bottom. I don't know if you can see that right there, but it is almost to that limit switch right there. I only have about another inch of lowering that I can do. But I don't need that, so I'm up a little bit higher for these 44 ounce tumblers, and I should have everything lined up pretty good. I'm going to move this about to the middle over here of where the tumbler would sit. And next thing I need to do is down here, I needed to unplug the Y-axis, as you can see, and I plugged in the roller accessory. So doing this with the machine off. And then the final step to get all of this set up is to turn on the machine and let it home. So in this case, the X-axis is going to home first. So we'll just put that anywhere. It doesn't really matter where it goes. The Y-axis will home second. And these little red boxes are the limit switches. So there you can see that one way in the back there. So that one is not going to get activated. And I could turn this on, let the X home over to here, and then wait for the Y to time out. But a little trick is to just take any piece of metal, once the X is homed, tap that limit switch in the back twice to make it think that the Y is homed, and then those wheels down there will stop spinning. We won't have to wait for it to time out. So let's give that a go. We're going to turn the machine on now with the key. And it's going to start the homing process. And there you see it's reached that, but it hasn't gone back out to the origin. The wheels are turning down below. So what I'm going to do is tap this once. It'll light up, tap it again, and there we go. And now it's all ready to use. So the only thing I have to do now is set my tumbler in, set my focus, and start designing. So the next step is to make sure that your tumbler is perfectly level. This bubble has to be absolute perfect, and you want to get your tumbler as far onto these wheels as you possibly can. You can move this tray in and out by controlling it with this lever down here. You can move it up and down with this one. This one locks it, so you need to unlock it and then move it up and down to get your level on your tumbler. And I've already done that, so it's all ready and it's set and ready to use. Make sure you lock down those screws so nothing moves during the engraving. I might even move this one a little bit further in so that it's more on the wheels. But I have a handle on this. I've taken the handle off, so I can only go so far on this side. But let's get to engraving. Now, one other quick point that I wanted to point out is that your machine has to be level to begin with. So make sure, put your level down on the bottom of the tray, and if it's not level, then you need to adjust the legs. So I'm just going to put this back up on top of here, and you'll see that I move this part in, so my level is off now. So I'm going to unlock it over here, and I'm just going to roll this wheel here until I get this level. So let's come down until we get right in the middle, and that looks perfect right there. So now I can lock this one in the back, and we are ready to engrave. I just wanted to put that last tip. If the base of your laser or your whole machine is not level, then this is going to walk on those rollers, and you're not going to get a good engraving. So just a little quick tip there. And finally, we just need to focus. So I guess I should show you this anyway, in case you have an arm laser. So now what I'm going to do is come to the control pad. I'm just going to use the right arrow just to get this somewhere near my spot. And boy, that looks almost perfect. So these machines have these two red dot pointers. I know that's kind of hard to see, but let me try and zoom in on it a little bit. You see that those two are not perfectly lined up, so we're not perfectly focused. So what I'll do is come over here. I'm just going to hit the little gear icon right here, and that gives us Z move on the controller. And now I have left and right. So I'll just use the arrows, and that's the wrong way because it's getting wider. And there is perfect focus when the two dots align perfectly. So that's it. Once I've got that aligned, I just hit the back button and we're ready to go. Okay, let's get the Lightburn setup done, and I've already done this so that you can see the final product here for the template. So what I'm going to do now is show you how I did this. So if we come to the roller setup, right up here, the little circular rotary setup, and we take a look, you'll see that I've got a 99.4 millimeter diameter on the top of this tumbler, which gives me 312.274 circumference. So I copied this number, 312.274. I drew out a rectangle like that. Let's put that on the toolpath. And up in here, I'm going to unlock this. We're going to make this 312.274 like that. And there is our circumference. So this is going all the way around the tumbler. So keep in mind now that we're using the y-axis. So we're rotating this way. So to go all the way around this tumbler, we need to go 312.274 millimeters. And that's what we've got right there. So now to line up two graphics like this, it's very simple. We're going to select this template right here. We're going to press Control and the letter D to duplicate it. Now we have a copy of it right on top. We're going to come over here to the height, 312.274. Click in the end right there. We're going to put divided by 4, just like that, and press Enter. And now you see we have 1/4 of the circumference. So with that smaller one selected, I'm going to hold Shift. I'm going to drag over this one to select both of them. And I'm going to go ahead and come up here and I'm going to align this to the top, just like that. So now I'm going to select this one, press Control and the letter D again. Now we have another copy. Now I'll hold Shift, select this, and align this one to the bottom, just like that. And what we've done is we found our centers of this tumbler. So now any graphic that you want, all you have to do is bring it in, size it to the size that you want, and snap it right to the middle right there. And that will, and actually this one needs to be turned. Press the period key to turn it in the right orientation. And now we can just scale it down to the size that we want and snap it right into the middle like that. Now that will burn dead center on this side. And you see I've got the handle like I just showed you off to the side. So that one graphic will burn right here. This other graphic down here will burn on the opposite side. So the distance between the edge of this graphic and the edge of this graphic is the same as the distance from here to here and here to here added together. Are you following? So that's how you line these up for double-sided. Now at this point, I can get rid of these and we're pretty much ready to go ahead and start our burn. All right, take 2 on this. I did the green one, then I realized that I got the graphics mixed up for this nephew. So this nephew worked for the President of the United States as the first aide. And he wanted a red tumbler. So I ruined the green one because I put the graphics on there for the other nephew. Oh, well, whatever. So because I've got this logo and it's not positioned properly with the handle, I guess I've got to position the graphics with this logo over here. So that's what happens when you buy cheap Chinese stuff. So this is off, should be down a little further. So I'm just going to run these 2 sides separately because I've got to line them up with that logo. But anyway, the only thing I've got left to do now is my cuts and layers right up here. So if I come over to my material library, anodized aluminum, no, wrong one, aluminum tumbler, remove anodization, green, it should be the same, the red should be the same. So I'll go ahead and assign this, and that changed it to 230, and I believe I have this at 300, yeah, 300 lines per inch, 0.08. Okay, so we're ready to go. I'm just going to hit start and make sure that I have mirror output. So up here in the settings, I have to mirror the output to the rotary for this to come out right. And everything else should be set perfectly. So I'm just going to hit start and we're going to get this job going.
Down in Louisiana where the bayou flows, the hobby guy's crafting, watch how it goes. With a Cajun beat and a rhythm so fine, he's making something special every time. Fast forward now, don't you blink. The hobby guy's crafting in a Cajun sink, with a little bit of wood and a whole lot of love. He's shaking things up like a crawfish in the mud. From the swamps to the shop with a steady hand, he's got the tools and the know-how in this Louisiana land. A little twist here and a touch of flair, the hobby guy's working with that Cajun air. Fast forward now, don't you blink. The hobby guy's crafting in a Cajun sink, with a little bit of wood and a whole lot of love. He's shaking things up like a crawfish in the mud. In the mud. From the swamps to the shop with a steady hand, he's got the tools and the know-how in this Louisiana land. A little twist here and a touch of flair, the hobby guy's working with that Cajun air. From the swamps to the shop with a steady.
All right, so there you can see the finished product for side 1. And of course, I haven't cleaned that up yet. I'm going to wash it with some warm water and use my magic eraser, get it nice and shiny. And now I'll set up side 2. I'm not going to bore you with the video, but do it the same way that I did this. I'm just going to set it up on the other side and run the second side, which is the right graphic. And then I'll come back and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so few problems. Well, it turned out okay. This label was off as compared to where the handle goes. So I had to run each side separately. You can see it came out nice. So that's the U.S. Navy, retired, and my nephew Vince's name. And on the other side, the seal of the President of the United States. So a lot of the swag that he got from the government had that seal of the President of the United States. So I thought I would put that on there. It came out fantastic, but the mistake, if you're looking closely at it, I didn't do the correction for the circle. So that's my mistake. So I should have done that taper warp on there to get it perfect, or deducted 10%, squeezed it 10%. That's what I usually do. But you can even read the really tiny E pluribus unum text right above the eagle's head. I know you're not going to be able to read that on this camera, but it is there. Came out great. The problem is several problems. Number one, I screwed up that seal by not making it round. I didn't do the correction on that. Number two, the handle is in the wrong spot, according to that label right there. It's way back here. And number three, and this is the reason why you don't buy these things off of from Chinese suppliers. Number three, the part where you sip from up here is way over there. So if you're holding the handle, it's over here. No matter how you screw this on, it's not going to line up with the handle. It should be right in the middle here of this U.S. Navy seal, and it's not. It's off to the side. So, U.S. Navy symbol, not seal. That's the other tumbler. The engraving came out fine. I'm going to trash this one. I'll probably use it for myself without the lid on it, because no matter how you screw this on, it just does not get in the right spot. The hole is right here to drink from, and it's way off. I think the only thing that I might need to do is, in my library, is reduce the power just a bit. Because if you take a look at it, again, you'll see it's got a slight darkness to it. So it's not a polished stainless steel. And I think I need to reduce the power a little bit, maybe by 5. And I do see it's not so pronounced on this side. Well, it's not so bad. Maybe I'll just raise the focus. Yeah, I really didn't get lines in it, but it still could use raising the focus just a little bit. Just take it out of focus a tiny bit to reduce those back and forth lines. The engraving came out better than the engraving from the company down on the bottom. So that's one good thing that makes me feel better. A bunch of mistakes in this. And you know what? I don't edit these mistakes out and buy new tumblers and redo the project, because this is some of the things that you're going to go through. Don't buy these cheap $5 tumblers, or I think these were $6.50 a piece, off of, Temu or Amazon or wherever. These cheap Chinese tumblers are just a pain in the butt. Another thing that happened too was the handle. This one didn't come with the handle attached. The handle was inside. And these two tabs were bent. So I had to spend 5 minutes realigning them, getting them just perfect so that the screws would go in. Don't go cheap. Buy the real thing. And I got to tell you, though, that this laser always does a great job. No matter how much I screw up, it does a really good job. And right now, RM Laser has got their desktop, their 630 model, on sale for under $4K delivered. Yeah, I think that's something that if you want to take advantage of it, These lasers have all the best parts. The acceleration is over 2 Gs on it, so it works really quickly, as you saw in the video. I did speed that up a little bit, but not much. I only sped it up 2 times. Really fast engraving, really good quality parts, great stepper motors. Everything about it is high quality. This one has a recce tube in it. It came with an extra recce tube, as a matter of fact. And that 630 package for under $4,000 is complete. So you get everything that you need, including the chiller and all. So go take a look at it. I have a link down in the description. I've had a bunch of people that tell me, well, you know, I went to their website and they don't show prices. If you follow my link, they've opened a new retail website here in the US, and they're stocking US products. So follow that link in the description. That's my affiliate link. Doesn't cost you a penny more, but it does lead you to the proper website where you have all of the pricing, as well as being able to make the purchase on the spot on the website. That's about it for today. A bunch of mistakes, like I said. I'm going to have to start over, and that's because of the supplier, number one, and my mistake, not correcting the circle for the curve. I got to start over. I'm going to order 2 new tumblers and get those done as soon as I can and ship those out. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video as much as I enjoyed making it. And as always, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
And he's got the tools and the know-how in this Louisiana land. A little twist here and a touch of flair. The hobby guy's working with that Cajun air.